Hey there, Rub-a-Dub subs, it's Blackmetalwerewolf making a brand new video for you this week. And today I would like to talk about my rather unfortunate encounter with what I like to call metal withdrawals. So essentially, over the past 2 weeks, I haven't been able to listen to any metal at all, and I started to notice that it was taking a pretty negative impact on my life overall. So that's what I want to talk about today, the dreaded metal withdrawals. So essentially what happened was, at my job I got moved around, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because I'm learning a lot of new things. I'm learning to become a better manager over a whole new team. So you know, it's good things to be learning new things at work, of course. But the thing is, over the past 2 weeks it really started fucking with my schedule because in my old position I had a pretty structured schedule, had a lot of the same shifts, a lot of the same days off. Everything was going really smoothly and I really liked that. Therefore I could kind of structure my personal life around that, so I could actually, have my days, okay, these are the days I'm going to relax and listen to metal, make videos and shit, whereas now over the past 2 weeks, everything got thrown up into the air. So it really kind of messed with my personal life and kind of got rid of a lot of me time. Seeing as I was doing like a whole new position, learning a lot of new things, I was spending a lot more time at work, putting a lot more effort in than I like to put in at work. So essentially I was going to work, busting my hump, coming home, turning on the TV, falling asleep immediately, waking up, realizing it's time to go to bed for another day of work, and then doing over and over and over again. And I just couldn't find time to listen to metal. And I know I should probably take my metalhead card out of my wallet and have it revoked for not, making time to listen to metal, but that's just the way life goes sometimes. But I started to notice that the longer I went without listening to it, it had a really negative impact on my personality. Usually when I would go to work, I was always in a relatively good mood, assuming I had a good night's sleep. But every day I was just going in being a miserable motherfucker, being even more miserable every single day after that. It's like, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And at first I wasn't quite sure what was wrong with me. I was like, is it just because my schedule's fucked up? I'm eating the same, what's going on with my life? And then I just kind of narrowed it down. It's like, what in my life has changed that I haven't really gotten to that, everything else? And it was, I just wasn't listening to any fucking metal. And I just realized, like, I didn't think it would have that much of an impact on me. Something that, I talk about, I love so much, and then having it essentially deprived from me for 2 weeks. And then I was like, fuck, I miss it so goddamn much. But I just couldn't find the time to actually sit down and listen to it. Until last night. Essentially last night and this morning, I was finally able to just sit down and listen to metal again. And afterwards, my mood immediately went up. Like, I just felt better. I felt more energized. And I just didn't think that having such a lack of metal in my system would have such a negative impact on me, but it really does. And I know that sounds like super corny and lame. I don't want to be one of those people like, oh, music saved my life. But I just had no idea that having that lack of metal would make such a dramatic impact on my life. I also noticed that it really had an impact on my creativity because a lot of the times when I'm thinking of video ideas, be them good ideas or bad ideas, they always come to me when I'm listening to metal. But the second that was cut from my system, like, all the ideas just like got flooded out. It felt like someone was pouring water on my brain and everything was just getting washed out or, diluted or whatever. So that's the reason why I haven't made a video in so long. It's because I haven't had the inspiration to get the gears turning to think of good video ideas. Kind of ironically, not listening to metal gave me the idea to make a video about not listening to metal. I get the irony, you don't have to point that out in the comments. I do have to say that there is one good upside to the metal withdrawals, and that is once I was able to get the metal back, is that I was able to appreciate a lot of bands, albums, and songs that I felt like I was starting to take for granted. Before this whole thing happened, I kind of felt like I was falling into a metal slump. As in, I would look at my CDs or look at the songs on my phone and be like, I listened to that band 100 times, that album's getting old, I've heard that song 1,000 times. But after the metal was gone for 2 weeks, I essentially went on a binge fest last night and this morning, just listening to all these albums again and be like, I can't believe I was starting to take this band for granted. It's so awesome, this isn't old, this is fresh and new and it's great. So it sucks that I wasn't able to listen to all that for 2 weeks, but being able to appreciate it for what it is again, it really makes it worth it. Hell, it even got to the point where I was even starting to appreciate bands I fucking hate. For some reason, I looked up Nightwish, a band I cannot stand, but I listened to one of their songs and I was like, hey, you know what? This isn't that bad. As much as I dislike them, I can appreciate this for what it is. Granted, I'll probably start hating Nightwish again in a week or two, but you know, hey, being able to appreciate something I didn't appreciate before, I'm not going to complain about that. So even though having like a lack of metal and then being able to get back into it, it kind of sucked at first, but being able to appreciate all the things I was starting to take for granted, it does make it worth it. But now I'd like to get your guys' opinion on all of this. I certainly hope, and I can't possibly imagine that I'm the only person who has gone through some sort of metal withdrawal. So please tell me about your encounters with a metal withdrawal, how you were able to get over it, and how you were able to appreciate the music once you were able to get the metal back into your life. I'd love to hear your guys' stories about this. So like my past videos, I either do an album recommendation or an album warning, and today is another recommendation. The band is Kalmah, the album is Pal, P-A-L. I picked this album up a little while ago, but I finally just got to listen to it last night, and I thought it was really darn good, and I think a lot of you guys will really like it too. So the band is Kalmah, the album is Pal. Check it out, I think you'll like it. So that's it for today's video. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of today's video. Check out some of my past videos and share it with a few of your friends while you're at it. If you want to keep up with me on a more daily basis, you can follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. I also have a P.O. box open. All of that info is down in the description. I also have a handful of patches left for sale, so if you'd like to get your very own, you can click right over here. There's also a link down in the description. Overall, thank you very much for watching, guys, and don't forget to stay brutal.